Came up short. Offensive rebound for Young, and his follow no good. Olynyk grabs the ball out of the air. Olynyk over the top to Dower, catches and scores.
That's been their game all season. It's Harris, Olynyk, Dower, Olynyk, working that high-low.
Very few teams have the size and the depth of size that Gonzaga does.
Or the versatility of scoring at all spots.
Holt's been quiet in the early minutes of this game. Young is not much of an outside shooter. His offensive game much closer to the basket.
Well, this is where they miss Rob Jones' versatility from here. But there's that split again.
And he finds Holt wide open for three.
Now that's textbook right there. That's the second time he split that second defender. And now all he's worried about is the other three defenders on the court.
Olynyk, sort of out of control, thought he was fouled. Here comes St. Mary's. And Dellavedova, he's got the look at the moment. He wants his teammates to get out of the way. The double team came, though, and the ball got knocked away. Dower stops and knocks Holt to the ground. I think that was a pretty easy call.
We saw that coming from half court. Watch Matthew Dellavedova comes off the ball screen first. They give him a little bit of separation. He knows he picks his spot. Well done. Now, next screen comes off, splits it. Where's the open man? Holt? Okay, we'll take that. St. Mary's back in it. State, New Mexico. We know how good they've been. How about Colorado State? Larry Stacey took over a team with 5 seniors, and of course Gonzaga, to me, I know they're not only the best in the West, they're the best in the Big 12 because they're 5-0.
I think they would love to play that Big 12 tournament this year. 5-0. They beat Kansas State. I mean, they beat some teams. They beat them up too. A win at Oklahoma State is looking pretty good.
They beat Texas in a scrimmage that not a lot of people know about in Boulder.
All right, call it 6-0. Dellavedova, and Young will shoot the three. That's not really the shot St. Mary's wants. Walker went way high to get the rebound. That's a jump ball, though. Gonzaga will get it back.
Where St. Mary's is different this year is you're either going to play Mitchell Young, who's really a roller to the rim, or Bo Levesque, who can shoot it. Last year they had Rob Jones, as you know, Dave. He was such a tough matchup because he could play inside and out.
He could do both, and he was one of the best in the WCC last season. They miss him. Gary Bell off the dribble, in traffic, off the glass.
Well, what you like about that is Gary Bell has got to be more multi-dimensional offensively. Doesn't get himself to the foul line as much this year.
Zags are playing good defense so far. Walker back to Dellavedova. Three.
Remember how much he struggled with that shooting up in Spokane, 4 for 15.
Totally different story so far in this one. He's got 8 in the first half and playing like an All-American. Olynyk cut off by Mitchell Young, trying to feed Shemek Karnowski, couldn't do it. Another big man off the bench. This time they call Young for the reach-in. These teams are getting pretty physical. Well, on Saturday, rivalry week continues. Duke and Maryland at 6 Eastern. Then Saturday primetime presented by DirecTV. Texas and a team you just saw, number 14, Kansas, at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
Talk about improved players. Mason Plumlee, certainly a guy on my list. He's one of the most improved players in the country, along with Kelly Olynyk.
There'll be a challenge, though, for Duke on the road against Maryland. Olynyk, nobody stopped him.
Great ISO right there. Pick and pop. Karnowski screened rally. Olynyk was able to get to the rim.
6-point lead for Gonzaga. Olynyk helps out against Dellavedova. Walker's a good outside shooter, good athlete. Kind of threw up a wild shot there, though. And the Zags like to run. Bell on the move. Bell had it knocked away. Walker may not slow down. Extra pass, Dellavedova, not this time. Good look for Matthew Dellavedova, just didn't go down.
Wow, I'll tell you what, it is physical inside both ways.
Some quick whistles early. They're letting him play at the moment. Karnowski was shoved. That's a foul against big Kyle Rowley.
This is terrific right here. A little ISO for Olynyk. Pick and pop. They throw it back, and now watch Olynyk get to the rim. Karnowski occupied Kyle Rowley, and Olynyk had nobody in his way on that drive to the basket.
The Zags love to use that play, sort of just clear everything out. And this is what Fran and I were talking about. Points, basically points per possession. Indiana #1 in the country, but right behind of these two teams.
And what's interesting about that is different ways. St. Mary's heavy ball screen, ball's in Dellavedova's hands a lot. Gonzaga plays the game from inside out. You remember how good this young man was early in the year?
Yeah.
He's going to be a terrific player at Gonzaga, but he's just not getting the amount of minutes he got in November and December.
They're too deep down low. He also needs to improve his free throw shooting because he gets fouled a lot and he doesn't make a lot at the line. He did make 1 of 2 there. Gonzaga with a 7-point lead. Brad Waldo back in. A little more size for the Gales at the moment with both Waldo and Mitchell Young on the floor together. You see that difference. Points in the paint. Gonzaga has dominated early.
Well, when you play the two bigs for St. Mary's, they don't stretch the defense as much in the spread pick and roll, so they're a little bit easier to guard.
Page, runner, good.
I love that kid. Good move. One of those Aussies that came out of the Institute of Sport.
Been a pipeline for this St. Mary's program. Hart back in. They'll attack along the baseline. Still plenty of time on the shot clock at 10. Bell to the bucket. Gary Bell foul. Basket did not go down, but Bell will go to the free throw line. Well, we have had a spirited first half so far. There is no rivalry out west better than this one. We'll talk about the recent history between the Zags and St. Mary's when we come back. Have just gone after each other the last 8 meetings. So close. 2 of those 8 games in overtime. The stats almost identical. And Randy Bennett, the head coach at St. Mary's, he has worked hard to make sure this is indeed a great rivalry.
You know, he was an assistant for 17 years. I remember when I was coaching at New Mexico, my assistant coach, Joe Dooley, was in charge of scheduling. He said, Coach, I got St. Mary's coming to our tournament. They only won 2 games last year. Don't worry about them. It'll be great. We're up 6 with 2 minutes to go. I look at him. I said, Joe, I thought they only won 2 games. They played so hard. They weren't very good. They won 9 games that first year. But if you know Randy Bennett like I did as an assistant and now as a head coach, very competitive guy. Not surprised one bit what he's done here in Moraga.
He has the game face on here so far tonight. Gonzaga, though, has controlled much of this first half with Gary Bell Jr. at the free throw line for 2 shots out of the timeout. And he makes the first. The guy who's been a part of a lot of those recent excellent games, Omar Samhan, who sort of dominated the WCC and the headlines in this league a couple of years ago.
He enjoyed playing against Gonzaga. I can tell you that. I talked to him about it.
Yeah, no kidding. He did.
Now that first Gonzaga team had Adam Caporn on it, who was the first Aussie to really get this thing going, now an assistant coach.
Levesque back in the game with 2 fouls, so he's got to be careful. Into traffic, missed the shot, tipped up, good with the foul.
Well, Levesque's penetration collapsed that defense, and Brad Waldo snuck in on the backside. Take a look. That shot went up. Waldo gets the tip in from the backside to get a chance to make it 3.
Waldo comes up short. He's not a great free throw shooter, so he misses the chance for the 3-point play. almost traveled.
Looked like he did. Randy Bennett thought he did.
Olynyk, the headband came off. The hair's flying. And he'll pick it up in live action.
Right now, they're going to play 4-on-5 till he figures it out.
He's got it as a wristband, maybe, I think. Olynyk, everybody flying in all directions. That's a foul against St. Mary's.
Boy, Olynyk did a really good job of initiating that contact. It's hard to tell from here, but I'm not sure.
Okay, first we got to check the headband.
Yeah.
There that goes, and that's a signature for Kelly. By then, he had picked it up. Look, it's on his left wrist, so the hair's flopping everywhere. Dellavedova gets called for the foul.
Here's the problem. I think if Delly didn't if he didn't sell that and flop, I think it would have been a charge. The fact that he sold it too well, I think, is the reason they called it a block. But he had the charge set up there.
Well, that's 2 fouls against Dellavedova. For all of St. Mary's foul trouble, that's the one that really matters.
Well, I think Randy Bennett's going to get him out right now. But if this lead stays the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings him back. Maybe even platoons him offense for defense. Because you don't want to go into the half against Gonzaga down 10 or 12.
And he knows how to play with foul. Last week against Santa Clara, Dellavedova picked up 2 in the first 2 minutes of the game and didn't pick up his third until the game was almost over. Olynyk misses the first of 2.
You know, the great thing about Olynyk, he's never gotten a haircut in the United States of America. He usually would go home to Kamloops, 6-hour drive from Spokane.